Hello, everyone. My name is Katya Melvin, and I am finally back. I am finally restarting Lovegodesss podcast, and I am ready to record another beautiful episode for our Lovegodesses. Welcome to my show. It's been a hot minute, and I am so excited to be back. I am so excited to be reconnected to my purpose. It's been a busy moment. Has it calmed down? I don't think it has calmed down yet, but at least I am very much more committed now to the mission, the message, what it is that I am bringing to the world. And I am very, very excited to be finally restarting the podcast and sharing new information with you. With that said, I wanted to kind of go back and almost restart the whole process. I wanted to reintroduce myself and really reintroduce what it is that we are about, what is Lovegodesss movement is all about, why I started it, and just kind of, and then if I'm repeating with the old episodes, then so be it. I just I feel like I'm stepping into this new, fresh stage, and it's gonna be something so much better that I want to share all of that with you all over again. I want to share with you who Lovegodesss is, why she is here, why we are pursuing her in a daily lives, and why it is important to be her and become her. And today specifically, I wanted to talk on who Lovegodesss is and why are we really talking about her so much. There's this whole movement that I've created about her. There is, the whole coaching program that I've created about her, right? But we don't even know who her is. And the interesting part that her is gonna be different for each and every woman, because each and every woman sees a Lovegodesss differently, and she sees a Lovegodesss based on her values and her story and her goals and what drives her, right? And that's why there is this general big definition to a Lovegodesss. However, she's different. She's different for every woman that comes across her. That's so beautiful, because to me, goddess, let's take goddess Aphrodite, for example, or goddess Kali. They come to us in different forms, in different shapes. They come to us in different life scenarios and life situations. They come to us in most dramatic ways and most peaceful and loving ways, and that it's different for how we experience, how we perceive the goddess, right? But by the goddess, I am referring to this energy of feminine. To me, the goddess is this feminine energy that's ever existing, and we can tap into it and we can tap out of it, right? But what's happening most of the time is women living outside of the goddess energy, and that's why they're burned out. That's why they're unhappy. That's why they're people pleasing. That's why they're in fear. That's why they're going through so much shit in life, right? It is when we tap into that goddess energy, that is when magic happens, because we have literally embodied goddess power within ourselves, right? So let's kind of go back and unpack, where does the term Lovegodesss come from, and what does it exactly mean when I downloaded this term on a trip from Florida over Christmas. That was like long time ago. I don't know, maybe 6 years ago. And it just hit all the things that I was looking in that term. At first I was gonna call it like confident rock star, but something was missing, like the sexuality was missing there for me. And so I couldn't find the term because I wanted the confidence and I wanted the power, but I also wanted the sex. I also wanted the beauty and the femininity aspect. And so confidence rock star, there was that badass element to that, and there still is to my love goddess. However, I wanted that to be way more like that. I wanted her to be badass, but yet also very feminine. And I wanted to marry those two types and those two elements within one archetype. And I know the word goddess meant a lot to me. Goddess is this powerful deity who can operate in magical realms, which was perfect. Like every time I experienced goddess, I felt divine. And so the word goddess had to be a part of whatever the term that I was choosing. But the word love was secondary, and the word love did describe the sex and sexy and seductive and beauty, but it wasn't everything to a love goddess. And so I realized that yes, there is that femme fatale element that within the love goddess that I'm gonna be showing to women when I talk about her, right? When I talk about her, I want to show the badassery of a love goddess. I wanted for her to be the woman who is unstoppable, who is both a goddess and also a queen, because Queen has that combination of masculine and feminine energies, where the goddess is primarily in the spiritual realm, and we feel through it. The goddess is for feelings, goddess is for pleasure, where queen, she's living in materialistic world, just like we all live in materialistic world. She has to take care of her kingdom or queendom, right? And her servants, and she needs to generate money and oversee, and she has people who help her, right? So there is that marriage of the goddess element and the queen element that is happening that I really loved and I really wanted to bring forward when I am talking about a love goddess. So now that you know where it came from, let's dive into who she is truly and how I see her and how I want for you to see her. So a love goddess is a woman who is spiritually based. She has high integrity, high values. She operates on the laws of the universe, and the laws of the universe as spiritual, energetic laws of the universe. I wanted for her to be materialistically based, so that's where queen comes in. I want for her to have the money to travel and experience life, because in order for us to live in materialistic world, we have to supply ourselves with materialistic means, right? And it is very, very important. And so in the circle of spirituality, they say, and that was like one of my limiting beliefs that I had to overcome in order to start making money. was the belief that, oh, you can't be spiritual and have like earn a lot of money or be materialistic. They don't combine, and that's absolutely not true. And that could not be more for further from the truth, because in order for us to thrive, we are human beings. We can touch, feel, smell. We are the material bodies, right? And in order for us to experience life in material world, which is also from the source, the God, the divine, the Allah, the universe, whatever you call it, right? It is not sinful. Like, this is where myself and Christianity, we don't get along. We just don't get along. But the world that we live here in material world is divine, and it is beautiful, and it is very spiritual, and in order to experience that world, we must provide ourselves with the means to experience the world. And the beauty of it is that all of that is done through spiritual work. It is when I started doing my spiritual work, I started earning the money, and I realized everything is energy. I am energy, and I create through energy. And that's when I started doing my spiritual work every day. And the third element, which is probably why you are interested in the archetype of a love goddess, and I want for those three elements to be fully combined together, is her having and living a pleasurable life in all ways possible, in indulging in chocolate and champagne and bubble baths, but also having her experiencing orgasms daily. Like, it's pleasure. Love Goddess is thriving in pleasure. That is why she is a goddess. Goddess is here to create and bring the divine, right? And we experience that through pleasure. And also, we can play in the darker areas, and we can also play in the lighter areas as well. And that makes life exciting and fun. But like, the only way I want for you to play in the darker areas is if you are coming from a high integrity. That's why having high integrity in the archetype of a love goddess is so important. That is why having high value in the archetype of a love goddess is very important, because very easily she could slip into category of a slut. And that is not who Love Goddess is. Love Goddess is a high value woman. A Love Goddess demands respect. Love Goddess has boundaries. She stands up for herself. She creates life for herself with her in mind. She puts herself first on a list of her priorities. Doesn't mean she's a bitch, or, well, she can be, and she embraces that. But it doesn't mean that she's a bad person because she puts herself first. In fact, that gives her more opportunities to fill herself up, with blessings and fun and pleasure. So her cup, instead of drying empty, is overflowing, and she can give from that place of excitement and joy and fun and pleasure, right? And so that is what I want for you to lead towards in your life, right? Life of fun, life of pleasure. Yes, there is a lot of energy and shadow work involved within the spirituality element. Yes, there is also material work that is required for you to, and the actions that you do take to create and build and design the life by design, right? And there is also a life that is not just work, because that's exactly what happens here. Women just assume that they grew up, they have to work all the time, and we forget how to have fun. We forget how to disconnect from that masculine mind, because work is that queenly masculine element within the love goddess. But we forget that our primary goal and our primary purpose is to lead towards the most pleasurable life and build the life filled with pleasure and blessings. So with that, I want for you to take everything that I have just said and put it together for your own version of a love goddess. I want for you to ask yourself questions. What's her spiritual life looks like? What's her work life looks like? By the way, you don't have to sell your soul to devil to make the money. Like, you get to choose to make the money in the most fun way. Yes, there's still action required, but you don't need to suffer, right? And what does your love goddess life of pleasure looks like? Do you have a lover? Do you have multiple? Do you like what foods do you feed yourself, and what books do you read to nurture your soul? Like, what's your life of pleasure like? And I want for you to really contemplate into the areas of what does my ideal life looks like, because a lot of women don't even ask that question. They don't even ask themselves that question, and therefore they don't even know where they're going in life. They just wake up and going through the motions. And in order to live life by design, I want for you to always ask, where am I going? And I always need for you to check in with yourself. Like, am I on the right track? Am I on the wrong track? Am I going in the right direction, or am I overworking myself, right? And only from that place you will be able to create the life of a love goddess, life filled with pleasure, life filled with beauty, life filled with sex, life filled with love, life filled with enjoyment and fun. And that's the kind of life, the kind of passionate life that I want for you to live, my love. And with that, thank you so much for tuning in to Lovegodesss podcast. I am having boudoir sessions and dance studio sessions at the moment, and Lovegodesss Academy is not yet open for enrollment. However, if you are interested in learning more about the Lovegodesss journey that consists of coaching, boudoir photo session, and a feminine practice, I call it Lovegodesss practice, which is dance and spirituality, send me a message on Instagram, say with the word Lovegodesss, for any information that you would like to receive from myself and my team. And I hope that you have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you soon. Bye.